Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my curly hair journey, and honestly this is going to be more focused about like the health of my hair and like what I've done to my hair, and then kind of where the real turning point was where I was like, okay, no, we need to really work on this hair because it's tragic. So yeah. And just so you guys know, I did braid up my hair. I kind of went for this really messy, frizzy, like natural look. I really like it. I didn't film a tutorial on it because I felt like it was really easy. All I did was literally braid up all of my hair. I also did not use any rubber bands at the root of my hair. I just braided it all the way down and then tied off the ends. It was really easy. It took me about 3 hours, but if you guys have any questions about this hairstyle, just leave them down below and I will answer them. But this video is going to be about my hair journey. So I want to kind of start out in, okay, so I'm 24 years old. I just had a birthday in July. So things when I was in high school are a lot different than they are now in today's world. So I want you to keep that in mind. So when you're kind of like, what are you talking about? That's not natural. This was natural in 2015, 2000 to 2010 roughly. So that's where I'm coming from. So I am going to start out with when I started high school, because honestly, that's kind of when I started doing my own hair and when I really learned how to take care of my hair, or where I started, where I decided to do more research on how to do my hair and stuff. So that is where I'm going to start out with. So this was roughly in about 2010. I am going to be inserting pictures so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So roughly in about 2010, yeah, around there, is kind of when I really started to learn to take care of my hair. Or it's not really how to take care of my hair, it's how I learned to style my hair. So back in this day, is kind of where I learned about gels and mousse and hairspray, and that's how I used to style my hair. I used to really, you would really always want your hair to lay as flat as possible. You didn't want the fluffy look, you wanted the wet out the shower look. That's kind of how you styled your hair back then, especially with curly hair. So I would use hairspray, I would use mousse, I would use gel, sometimes all of that all together, and that's kind of how I styled my hair. So I did that for a few years, and very quickly that started to damage my hair. I was kind of left with like curly hair up here, and then the ends were straight. So that was really disgusting, but that's kind of the way that my hair looked and how I styled my hair, and I thought it looked good until I started doing more research, especially on YouTube and stuff. For a few reasons, because one, I found that the products that my friends would recommend me didn't work on my hair. You guys know I kind of have a mixture of hair. I am black and Mexican, so my hair is kind of like a mixture of textures. And you guys know it's extremely thick. Like I have no fake hair in here. This is all of my hair. So I just found that it was really difficult for me to get the same hairstyle as my friends did. So I kind of started doing my own research. And that is when I stumbled upon the gels and the mousse and the hairsprays and stuff. And also at this time, I was really into I was a little bit more experimental with my hair, well, where it started. So I used, if you guys remember, Sun-In, it's basically a hydrogen peroxide spray you put in your hair. You go out in the sun, and the sun naturally lightens your hair. So it lightens up your hair color, and I was also doing that at this time. And I really loved the way it came out. It was like a light brown, and I really was obsessed with it. So that's kind of the hair color that I had back then in high school. And I just loved it. It was a very warm color. And to be honest, my hair is not black. My hair is kind of like a dark brown, so it can lift naturally in the sun. Even if I were just to go outside, especially when I was younger and I was in sports, my hair would lighten up really fast just naturally in the sun. So to use the peroxide really lightened up my hair color a lot. So of course, as you guys know, that is just extremely damaging. So I noticed that my hair was a little bit compromised, and it was a lot more tangled and dry. And yeah, so during this time is probably about 2011, 2012-ish. And this is kind of where the natural hair product like trend, and I'm gonna say it's a trend because like this whole you guys know this whole natural hair thing started as a trend, and now it's kind of more of a lifestyle. But it started around that time. So basically back then there wasn't just the hair products that we have now, and this was when Shea Moisture became popular, and kind of was like one of the few brands that really catered to natural hair that was also sulfate, paraben, mineral oil, petroleum, all that, cruelty-free, everything. So that's kind of where I started my curly hair journey, although I was still using mousse, and I started to incorporate a leave-in conditioner in my hair instead of using a rinse-out conditioner as a leave-in conditioner. So that's when it kind of started for me. And I used to use the Shea Moisture Curls line. I use that shampoo and conditioner religiously, and I think that that made a really big difference in my hair, just switching to sulfate and silicone-free hair products, or not hair products, shampoo and conditioners, because I still used a mousse at this time. So this was kind of towards the ends of my year of high school, and I will insert pictures here. Just so you guys know, I used to be the girl that would go clubbing. I was that girl. I used to go out and party all the time. I absolutely loved that lifestyle. Honestly, I live near LA, so I was able to get into clubs, clubs that I shouldn't have been going to. So if you live in LA, it's honestly not that hard to get into this lifestyle. So that's kind of where I was at the time. So I was partying all the time. So yeah, that's why these pictures look so rough. Okay, so after that whole phase, and honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, partying and stuff really damaged my hair as well, because I would go out dancing and I'd be flipping my hair around, right? Because I was like that curly head girl in the club or whatever, and my hair would get matted and tangled up. So the next day when I would wash my hair, I would just rip through my knots. I wouldn't even care. There was no such thing as detangling your hair properly. It was nothing like that. So honestly, that whole era of my life, I really damaged my hair. And so to even add more damage, in about 2014, I box dyed my hair black because I wanted something different. I wanted something bold. I wanted a new me, right? So I box dyed it black. Right after I did that, it grew out. I grew out of it really, really quickly. I missed my light colored hair. I missed it so much. So I then box dyed it light brown, which was horrible. If you guys know, normally when you box dye your hair, if you apply it to your roots always process faster than the ends of your hair, and that's just because the heat of your hair processes it faster. So basically my ends were a nice brown color I really liked, but my roots were on fire. My roots were very, very bright orangey light brown color. It was ugly. So I had a panic attack and I called my stylist, my hairstylist, and I said, I jacked up my hair, I box dyed it, can you help me? So that is kind of actually where my whole highlight thing started. So what she did was she toned my roots, and then she gave me some highlights throughout my hair. So I have done rounds and rounds of highlights, but around this time is when my hair really was compromised because of all this box dye and all of this on top of the sun-in that I did in high school. It really caught up to my hair, and this was when I really started to experience some damage. This was when I visually could see my hair was breaking off, and I had never experienced that before. I've always kind of had this thought of my hair as being really, really resilient and like really strong and sturdy, which it is, but after this time is when it started giving up on me. This, like I said, because I have really, really thick hair, so I never cared about like detangling my hair and losing chunks of hair. That really wasn't an issue for me. I didn't really care about that. But when it started to break off at the roots, that's when I started freaking out. So that is when I really, really started to get into the whole natural hair, the whole like, okay, I need to dump the silicones, the sulfates, I need to use a moisturizer, I need to make sure that the gels I use don't have alcohol. I started using different hairstylers, I started using creams, and this was when there was a lot more brands that came out as well with natural hair products and products that I could use on my hair. So when I first started out, I will be honest, I was very, very strict on my hair routine. I wouldn't use alcohols, I wouldn't use sulfate silicones, I wouldn't use petroleum, I wouldn't use the mineral oil. I used a ton of coconut oil in my hair. I used to deep condition all the time. So that really transformed my hair. And during this whole process though, I ended up having to trim my hair because of the kind of the damage I had done to it, I needed to cut some off. But kind of throughout this whole journey though, I kind of did always trim my hair, especially when I back in high school, when I noticed that like my ends were so stringy, I ended up just chopping those off. Like I've never really had such a really strong bond to my hair where I'm scared to cut it. Like I've always kind of cut my hair. So, and I know you have to cut your hair if you want it to grow long and healthy. So I ended up cutting it, and that was roughly about in 2014, 2015, and I continued to still get more and more highlights. I haven't touched any box dyes since. I haven't dyed my hair anything since. So my last round of highlights was in 2016, and those are the highlights that you guys see now in my hair, though they have grown out, but I haven't touched my hair since 2016. And honestly, I have just done the semi-permanent hair color up until now, but I really had to step away from dyeing my hair because of all the damage that it was doing to my hair. So I kind of haven't done anything since, and that's kind of like where I'm at now. I've definitely documented on this channel my curly hair routines since, but I will be honest, now my hair obviously is the longest it has ever been in my entire life. It is probably the healthiest it has ever been, but I'm not even gonna lie, I'm definitely not even as strict on my hair routine as I used to be. I will use sulfates, I will use silicones, I will wash, I do use Head and Shoulders once in a while, I don't deep condition as much as I should, I don't incorporate coconut oil in my hair routines anymore. So there are a lot of things that have changed with my hair routine, but I have to be honest, like I think with me being so strict, especially like back in the day, has helped me so much from where I'm at now. Moving forward, I do kind of want to go back to the whole natural hair, curly hair routines, but there are just so many products now and stuff like that, which is really exciting. But I don't know, I just have my holy grails that I stick to, and I love them and they work well for me, and I don't want to give them up. But I don't know. So that's kind of like where I'm at now and how I got to where I'm at. So I just kind of want to share with you guys that like honestly it is a journey and it's always going to change, and I want you to know that like I know that there are some influencers or some people that you follow and you feel like they got results so fast, but I've been on this hair journey for a really long time, and I really didn't start seeing a difference in my hair routine until I started switching up products and found products that work well for my hair specifically. Like I shared with you guys in the beginning when I was asking friends what are they using, it didn't work for me. So that's kind of actually where I started my YouTube channel, because I felt like there probably are girls who have multi-textured hairs like me and are of mixed race, so you can't fit your hair into a box, and it's up to you to find a routine that works well for your hair. I have just a ton of tips on this channel, so make sure you guys go through and check them out. I will link everything down below as well, and if you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment box down below. But stay true to yourself and just stay focused on you, and don't compare yourself to anybody else. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.